Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. So in today's session, we are going to discuss a very important news article of finance that the RBI has released, the Reserve Bank of India has released a discussion paper, and what this discussion paper is all about, what are the new norms that has been proposed in this discussion paper. We will discuss all about it in today's session. Okay, so now before starting with the session, please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are new to the channel, and join our Telegram channel for the PDF of this session, and you can get the link of the Telegram channel in the description box below. So RBI has released the discussion paper, and the discussion paper is titled, that is the review of prudential norms for classification, valuation and operations of the investment portfolio of the commercial banks. So what this discussion paper is all about, you can understand it from the title itself, that the RBI is reviewing, it is thinking, or it is trying to change or better the norms related to the classification, that how the investment portfolio is classified, how the investment portfolio is valuated and operated in, and it is regarding the commercial banks, that how commercial banks are classifying, valuating and operating the investment portfolios. Okay, so I hope you have understood the first thing. So now the new bank portfolio classification norms will come into effect from 1st April 2023. So you have to remember that right now only the discussion paper has came, and in 1st April 2023, by 1st April 2023, the new bank portfolio classification will come into effect, the paper said. While inviting, right now what is happening, that the discussion paper is open for the comments, and it is open till 15th February of 2022 for the comments from the on the discussion paper from the stakeholders that are related to the discussion paper, the banks we can say, and the other entities that are related to such kind of system. Next is the RBI said that the investment portfolio of banks shall be divided into 3 categories. Okay, so the RBI, in the main thing that we need to understand about the discussion paper, or that we need to remember about the discussion paper, that the RBI has said that the investment portfolio of bank shall be divided into 3 categories. So now we are dividing the investment portfolio of the banks into 3 categories. Before also they were divided into 3 categories, but they were divided into 3 different categories, like they were divided into HTM, HFT and the AFS. Okay, so HTM was the held to maturity, HFT was the held for trading, and AFS was the available for sale. Okay, so these were the 3 criterias before. Held, like it was held to maturity, held for trading, and AFS was available for sale. Okay, so these were the 3 criterias before. Okay, before this review paper, or before, like right now currently, these 3 are the 3 criterias according to which the investment portfolio is divided. But in the discussion paper it has said that we want to change this classification, and we want to bring the new classification in which there will be 3 categories of the investment portfolio. The first category will be held to maturity, the second will be available for sale, and the third will be FVTPL, that is the future value, the fair value to profit loss. Okay, so this will be the third category instead of held for trading, and held for trading will come under the FVTPL. So before, what were the criterias, what were the categories, you have to remember that, and now the categories has been changed. Like in the discussion paper it has been said that we will change the categories to these 3. And what are the meaning of these 3, we will understand that. But before that, let's understand that why was there a need to bring the discussion paper, why was there a need to classify the investment portfolio differently, or to value the different investment portfolio differently. Okay, so the existent instructions that were there about the prudential norms on the classification and valuation of the investment portfolio was largely based on the report of informal groups. So the existing instructions that are here now, the existing instructions that are in India, they are the instructions on the prudential norms regarding the classification, that how the classification of the investment portfolio should be done, and it is according to the report of informal group on valuation of banks investment portfolio. So this was the group that gave the report, and this was submitted in 1999. So you see that it was like 21 years ago that this report was submitted. And according to this report, the recommendations were taken and the prudential norms were defined on the investment portfolio of the bank. Thus, the investment portfolio should be classified like this. So it was like 21 years ago that such a norms were made. So there have been significant development in the global prudential framework. So like in the global, we can see that the financial markets are changing, the accounting standards in the world is changing, the global prudential framework is changing. So both the domestic and global financial markets are changing in the last 2 decades, and we needed to keep pace with it. So RBI was trying to bring slow changes in different standards. Okay, in different standards it was bringing the change, but there was no comprehensive review. Comprehensive review has not been undertaken by RBI so far. So resulting in a wide gap. There was a wide gap between the norms that we are following about the investment portfolio and the norms that are the global standards and practices, okay, that the world is following. So there is a wide gap, because of course if we are following the norms of 1999 2000 of that period, and the norms have changed in the global world, the standards and practices have changed. So there was no comprehensive review, and we are now aiming to align the investment portfolio of our banks with the global prudential framework. So this is the aim of the discussion paper. This is the aim of the RBI bringing such kind of revolution, we can say, okay, because discussion paper has come and it is saying that by 1st April 2023 the norms will be changed, the norms will be bettered. So the aim is to align, to reduce the gap between the investment portfolio of our banks with the global prudential framework and the accounting standards of the world. The RBI proposed new norms, and this is why the RBI has proposed the new norms for the classification and the valuation of the investment portfolio of the banks. Okay, so now I hope you have understood that why this discussion paper has came and why the RBI is looking forward to bring such a change. Now what are the proposed norms? See, I hope you have understood the investment portfolio, because see, when I was telling you about the trends and report of the banks now, that RBI has brought recently, the report, in that also I told you that the banks make different kind of investments. They are not only dependent on the loans that they are giving, they are also investing their money in different things. When I was when I discussed the SLR in the Phenomics video, then I also discussed that there are many securities that are held by the banks. So there are many investments that the banks are doing. So their investment portfolio of the banks is there. So before, what was there? The HTM was there, that is some securities, some instruments they have to keep till maturity. Till maturity, though, they have to keep these securities. Then there was HFT, that is held for trade. So they were keeping the other securities for trading, simply for trading. Like whenever the prices will go up, whenever the profit is more, they will sell it. They will not keep this till maturity. Then there was the AFS, that available for sale, that is residuary, like which is not coming in the HTM, which is not coming in the HFT, that came in the AFS. So this was the criteria before the discussion paper, or this is the criteria that is going on. So now the new criteria has come, and in the new criteria the first is STM, which we will understand. So only the debt instruments with fixed or determinable payments. So only the debt instruments should come under the STM, and it should have fixed or determinable payments, because it is a regular source of income for the banks. Okay, STM is a regular source of income for banks, and this has fixed maturity with intent. See, banks have the intent to hold this till the maturity, and that's why it is classified under the held till maturity or held to maturity. Banks shall carry equity. Now debt instruments, only debt instruments has said to come under this, but there are some equity investments that can come under the HTM. That is, if they are investing in their subsidiaries, if they are invested in their joint ventures, or if they are investing in the associates of the banks, then only it can come, then also it can come under the HTM. So I hope now you have understood the HTM properly, that it will give you the determinable payment or fixed payment at regular intervals. That's why it is a regular income source for the banks, and it is held till maturity. Equity instruments can come, but only the equity instruments that you are giving, that you are investment that you are doing on your partners. Okay, next is FVTPL. Okay, FVTPL. So before understanding this, let's see the AFS. Okay, because before the AFS was the residuary that was not coming under the HTM, the instruments or the securities that were not coming under the HTM and the HFT that were taken in the AFS. But now AFS is a different source that is saying that the paper said, the discussion paper said that the debt instruments that are held by bank. So see, in the AFS what is coming, that either you are holding your securities till maturity. Okay, or the bank might think that, okay, I do not want to hold this till maturity. I might hold this till maturity, or I might sell it before. So sold before maturity. So if you are putting it under the HTM, then though you have to hold it till maturity. But what if you do not want to, you are not sure that you want to hold it till maturity or you want to sell it before. So then it will come under the AFS when the bank is not very sure that it can hold the security till maturity, or it can sell before maturity also. That kind of instruments can come under the AFS. Okay, banks shall also have the irrevocable option. So it is a option that it cannot reverse that to classify equity investments at initial recognition under AFS. So the equity investments can also come under the AFS, and that the bank has to tell in the starting only that I want to put this equity instrument, or this equity instrument I am doing investment in, and I want to put it under the AFS. And if it has been decided that it will come under the AFS, the bank cannot change the decision. Okay, now we can come to the FVTPL. Okay, this is the residual category. Before, if we see the current one, the residual was considered the AFS, but now AFS, the HFT has been crossed and a new category has come, that is FVTPL. That is a residual category, that is the instruments that is not coming in the HTM, that is not coming in the AFS, that will come under the FVTPL, like SRs. Okay, SRs, why? See, securities receipts. I have recently made a video on the gold exchange, like EGRs, the electronic gold receipts. So such kind of receipts, they are not debt instruments, they are not equity instruments. So in which categories should they come? So such kind of security receipts, the mutual funds, the alternate investment funds, equity shares that are excluding certain exceptions, the derivatives. So in which category this should come? So they come under the residual category and do not have any contractually specified periodic cash flows. So like the EGRs, they do not have any specified periodic cash flows. So such kind of things will come under the FVTPL, that do not have the specified periodic cash flows, that are solely payments of principal and interest on principal outstanding. Okay, so you have to just remember that FVTPL is a residual category, that is not HTM. Okay, that is the instruments that is not coming in the STM, or that is not coming in the AFS, that will come under the FVTPL, and it can be derivatives, it can be securitized receipts, it can be mutual funds, alternate investment funds. So I hope you have understood this. See, this is only a discussion paper and things can change, but according to the discussion paper, the question can be formed that recently in January 2022, in 14th to be specific, the RBI released the discussion paper, and the discussion paper was named this, and the name can be asked even. Okay, according to the norms proposed in the discussion paper, the investment portfolio of banks will be divided into 3 categories. So it is specified that according to the discussion paper we are talking about, so you have to tell that which among this is not is not the name of any of the 3 categories that is defined in the discussion paper. So this you have to answer. Okay, or the question might be changed to which one of the categories was not before, which has been added in the discussion paper, and which has been deducted. And let me tell you, here I forgot to tell you that FVTPL, like where is this HFT going? So HFT has become a subset of the FVTPL, that is, it has become a part of the FVTPL. So HFT has become a part of FVTPL. Okay, so fair value through profit, like if you want to see the full form of FVTPL, so FVTPL, it is fair value through profit and loss account, and the HFT has become a part of this account. Okay, why I am repeating this? Because direct question can be asked from this, and I do not want you to be confused in your exam. So I'm repeating it so that it can be embedded in your minds. Okay. So thank you very much. I hope this news article is clear, and if you have any query, you can mail us here. Thank you very much.